Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first Supreme Vintage Cube Draft of the season. I love this format. It's a lot. I wouldn't like. It's definitely a lot, but it's really, really exciting. You get some unbelievable decks. You get every single pack as a first pick, and you get two cards. So what do we want here? Mana Crypt is a definite. This card is very good. The name you're gonna get a lot of extremely fast mana. So the name of the game is, ways to use colorless mana effectively. So I actually think one option is honestly Mana Crypt Elite Spellbinder. I don't think I'm going to take it here. Thalia I would take here, but in this spot we definitely want the Mana Crypt, and then I think we could take Emrakul, or we could take Mystic Confluence. Emrakul is very expensive, but it can often just win, and it's a use of colorless mana. I think I'm going to take the Mystic Confluence, though. This card is very good. Okay, here we have... So there's Time Spiral, so we could try and go for some combo stuff. We definitely want the Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is excellent. These have not been great packs, though. But yeah, we'll take Spell Pierce. And then... I mean, could take the Blightsteel Colossus and go for Tinker. We don't have Tinker yet, but there's a good chance we'll be able to get one. Could take Marsh Flats to set up for blue-black. That could give us, like, Tutors and Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is really good in this format. I actually think that's probably the pick. I mean, yeah, Blightsteel Colossus is not great. This is a surprisingly bad start, honestly. We have had no power, no, like, really broken stuff, but I think Spell Pierce, Marsh Flats is the pick here. Alright, now we get Force of Will. That's a very good one. Could take Kiki, Deceiver Exarch, but I don't think that's correct here. Force of Will plus... Creeping Tar Pit? No Ancestral or anything. Steam Vents is decent, but I think at this point, we're like, you can't spend that many picks on lands. So I don't want to make them all work on the same thing. So let's take Force of Will, Creeping Tar Pit. Tar Pit's not the best land, but it is decent. Okay, still nothing good. This is sort of ridiculous. There's Taxian Probe, which is pretty good. Faithless Looting is good, but hard to cast for us. Inguil Leviathan and Ophiomancer are both pretty bad, so I think it's just Probe, Bloodstained Mire. And now we have a really good Black Splash if we can find one Underground Sea. Okay, there's a Dack Fayden. Dack is great. There's also Urza Saga. I think we definitely need to take Urza Saga. This card seems unbelievably good in this format. Yeah, let's take the Saga. It's not good for us yet, but we're assuming we're going to get some of that sweet artifact stuff. There's Beaumont Courier as an artifact. Suspicious Stowaway is very slow. Dack is great. Maybe we do just take the Dack. Yeah, let's take the Dack. Okay, nice. We finally get our first piece of power. We'll take the Mox for sure. And then we get what? Factor Fiction is good card draw, but I think we just take the Thieving Skydiver. Monster Mentor is good too, but Thieving Skydiver is amazing. Everyone has so many Moxen, so this is almost always going to be able to steal something. Now we could take Daze, we could take Expressive Iteration, we could take Cryptic Command. Also Inquisition of Kozilek. This is interesting. Wasteland isn't great in this format. If we're playing Grixis, like, we could play... Like, Dack is such a strong draw to red. Inquisition is very good, though. This is tough. I don't think Daze is amazing. I think it is probably worth it to take... See, we have so much better black fixing, though. Maybe we just take Inquisition, Daze... Yeah, I think we should do that. We'll go with the cheap interaction. Expressive Iteration is good, but I think this is a better way to do it. Oh, well, there's an Oko. There's also a Tinker. I think we take Tinker, almost definitely, and then we could take either Bribery or Polluted Delta. I guess Bribery or Tinker, Polluted Delta. So we passed a couple Tinker targets, but we should still be able to get one. No power again. I don't think we need the Scarab God. There's no good Tinker targets or good artifacts. We're not a Tendrils deck. We could take Night's Whisper, and Treasure Cruise, I guess. Just take some card draw, sure. Man, we're really low on Moxen. There's a Chart Course, Signet. I don't think we need Coalition Relic. Alright, I think we take Chart Course, Simic Signet. Not great. Ragavan is good, but we can't really cast that. There's Sensei's Divining Top, Jace, and Brainstorm. We have a bunch of fetches. Yeah, Brainstorm is probably good. And I think we want to take the Jace as well. Yeah, let's take... Well, let's see. Top is good with Tinker. It's good with Saga. We don't have Tolarian Academy. I definitely think we want the Brainstorm. So it's between the Sensei's Divining Top and the Jace. Let's take the top, I think. Yeah, let's take the top. There's a Glen. Glen is very good. And then Basalt Monolith, they're Walking Ballista. I guess we take the Ballista. This deck does not seem very good, though. I mean, it's amazing for a Vintage Cube deck, but for a deck in this format, like, the standards are just so high. Some decks are going to have, like, 10 mocks, and we have only 1. Okay, Repeal is actually very good in this format because there's a lot of cards like Thieving Skydiver and Dak going around to steal stuff. Repeal or Remit is honestly worse. I'm considering taking Tolarian Academy plus Repeal. Although we don't have that many cheap artifacts. Maybe we're not an Academy deck. Maybe we just take Remand and Repeal. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, there's Mystical Tutor to find Tinker. Although we don't have a Tinker target yet. Urza's quite strong. I think we do take the Urza. This isn't the best Urza deck because, again, we're very light on artifacts, but it's still just so good. And then we could take Baleful Strix, or we could take Shriek. Or, like, yeah, are we playing black, I guess, is a question. Maybe we just take the Signet. Yeah, let's take Izzet Signet here, actually. Okay, not much for us again. I guess we take the Battle Sphere as a Tinker target. And Azorius Signet or Hullbreaker Horror or Lodestone Golem. Probably the Signet. Yeah, let's take that. You need fast mana of some sort. Ooh, Fractured Identity is amazing. We're definitely taking a Mox, even though it's not the best Mox. Do we try and... No, I think it would be too hard to splash white. We could take Stonecoil Serpent just as a big dude. We could also take Sphinx of the Steel Wind as another Tinker target, but that's a really bad Tinker target. Memory Deluge is pretty good card draw. I think we take Memory Deluge over Stonecoil here. Okay, there's an Underground Sea. That makes our mana way better. Now these 3 fetch lands all get blue-black. That's a great pickup. And then probably Mind Twist. Yeah, definitely Mind Twist. This card is disgusting in this format. Soul Ring, nice. All right, now we're finally getting the late power. We get a Soul Ring. We only have 1 Tinker target in Mirror Battlesphere, but that's okay, I think. We can take Treachery. Definitely not Show and Tell. I don't think we need Fatal Push. Yeah, let's take the Treachery. Alright, I don't think we can really play the Dak Faden, unfortunately. It's really good, but none of our... Like, we only have 1 Red Signet. We have 1 fetch land, but that's it. Let's see. How many lands do we want to play? We don't have that many 0 mana artifacts, so we need to play a decent number of lands. Is Tinker even worth it? I think it probably is. Deluge is a bit slow. I think I like the 3 black cards that we have. We could cut maybe one of the Signets. Maybe we'll cut Walking Ballista. Yeah, Walking Ballista doesn't seem great in this format. Then we could play 13 lands. That's 16. No, I think we need at least 1 more land. Could be Treasure... Or 1 more... Yeah. I think we cut Treasure Cruise. Although Treasure Cruise is really good. Card draw is amazing in this format. I think maybe we could cut Treachery then. Yeah, let's cut Treachery and then bring that in against certain decks. Oh, wait, whoops. So we'll add in all of these lands. So we actually have incredibly good fixing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources that just instantly add both. So this would be 11 blue sources and 8 black sources. Yeah, that seems fine. 11, 12, 13 blue sources, really. We could cut one more swamp, I guess, but I want to be able to play the early Mind Twist. So yeah, we'll run like this. This deck is medium. We only got 2 Moxen and no other power, so very low on power for this format, but I still think our deck is... We have a lot of good interaction, and interaction can go a long way in this format. There's a lot of decks that are all in on resolving one specific spell, and hopefully we can stop that. See you in round 1. Alright, we have our opponent for round 1 with our blue-black control deck, I guess. We are on the draw. This hand is so slow. It looks good for a vintage cube hand, but it's so slow in this format. We probably need to mulligan, but the problem is we don't even have Ancestral, or like good ways to make up card disadvantage. I think we still need to mulligan this though. Oh man, this is not looking great. We'll keep and put back Charter Course, I guess. Yeah, we could just get slayed by like way more fast mana than we have. We just go Island, Sensei's Top, pass. Opponent has a lot of black mana. That's interesting. I guess we just go land, pass. Or we could spin the top in case we find... Or no, let's just pass. We could spin the top and tap it to draw a Soul Ring, but I don't think that even helps us that much. They're playing something this turn. They have blue mana, of course. Ponder, okay. That's not too bad for us. Heartbeat of Spring. Interesting. Okay. That's actually really good for us. We can just end of turn repeal that. Mox Jet. Okay. So I think we should go land Mox Glen. We can't use Glen this turn, but I think this is still our best line. So they can play Heartbeat and then have 2 lands, and that's so they'll have 4 mana, and then they can play Turnabout. So they might be able to kill us this turn. But if we get to untap and we have Glen in play, then I really like our chances. Mind Twist our hand. Okay, that's fine. Our hand was terrible. And we draw one of the best cards we could have drawn. So let's just go Tinker for Mirror Battlesphere, sacking, I think, Sensei's Top. No, I think Mox. Yeah, we have a pretty low curve. So we get Mirror Battlesphere. Now they're on a 2-turn clock and we have Glen. So it's going to be really tough for them to come back from this one. Tinker was a great draw there to just apply pressure. If they play Heartbeat of Spring, we'll definitely counter it with Glen. Yeah, this is worth a counter. So we can spin the top in our upkeep, but I don't think we need to. Let's just take our draw step and then spin it if we want to. But we do something that makes us not want to spin it, so we'll just attack and hold up Remand plus Glen. Tap 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts. And I don't really see a way they can win through our 2 lines of defense. So they're playing Sultai, maybe Storm. Heartbeat is generally a Storm card. We don't really have much of a sideboard. It doesn't look like Treachery's great. Dak Faden would be good, but I don't think we have the mana for it. Walking Ballista doesn't seem great. This was a very tame first game of the format. Only 1 Mox on both sides, no broken blue card. I mean, there's a Time Twister, but let's just remand it. Alright, so we take down Sultai in the first game. Do we want to make any changes? Nope. Deck's perfect. Let's run it back. Okay, good hand. We have turn 1, land, Soul Ring, Signet. Then we can tinker on turn 2 if we want to. We don't have a blue source for days, or an island for days, but we have blue source in the Izzet Signet. If they Thoughtseize our Izzet Signet, this hand is pretty bad, but we do have a decent number of blue sources in the deck. Okay, there's a blue source. Let's just crack it for a blue source so we can have days available. Underground Sea, Soul Ring, Signet. Hymn to Torok. Alright, let's daze this. We definitely don't want to lose the Tinker. And then we can play top and probably just sack that to the Tinker. Ooh, really good draw. Yeah, let's play Sentry's Divining Top and Tinker, sacking the top. Grab Mirror Battlesphere. Two-turn clock again. We'll see. Okay, they just play Signet. We can steal that with a Thieving Skydiver. It's going to be really hard for them to come back from this one. We even have Treasure Cruise to refuel. Play the Thieving Skydiver, steal your Signet. Play Creeping Tar Pit, and attack. Alright, this is going to be pretty tough. They need a Board Sweeper, and even then we have Tar Pit plus Treasure Cruise. Alright, so far so good. We take down the first round. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, we have our round 2 opponent. I think our deck is fairly tame for this format, but we are off to a good start, and we are undefeated. Hopefully we can keep that going. This hand is pretty bad, but I think it is still worth keeping. We do have a Mox, and we don't have that many Mox in our deck. We can play turn 1 Chart, hoping to find another Accelerant for turn 2 Glen. We're on the draw with no mana interaction, which means we could just get killed by like turn 1 Land, Mox, Mana Crypt, Time Twister. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Playing against someone who knows my stuff. That's fun. We'll keep turn 1 Probe plus Charter so we get to see 4 new cards on turn 1. They have a Mox. Ooh, Lotus. This could be bad. 5 mana. Yeah, this is the problem. We did not get any Black Lotuses or anything of that nature. Land. Mox. Probe. Okay. I think we just hold up Spell Pierce rather than playing Charter Course here. We can fire off the Brainstorm if we want to in a turn. I think I'd probably rather just spin the top though. Play Fast Bond. That's fine. Alright, let's spin the top. There's a Tinker. We could just fire off the Tinker here. But the problem is that they have Oko, so they could turn our Battlesphere into something. Yeah, that doesn't seem great. I guess we just draw. Izzet Signet? And next turn we can play Signet and hold up Spell Pierce still. And then next turn, if we can potentially tinker with Spell Pierce up. They play Emry. Okay, that's really bad because they can replay Lotus. They mill over Mindslaver and Narset. Geez, their deck looks way better than ours. We need to find a way to deal with this Emry. So we could Brainstorm to just dig 1 card deeper. I think that's actually worth it when we're somewhat constrained on blue mana. Okay, we do find a land. That's good. So next turn we can play Glen. This Emery is a huge problem. We could just bounce it, I guess, with Mystic Confluence. Go bounce Emery, draw 2. That actually seems pretty good. They're constrained on blue mana. We want to get to the point where we can play Glen with more mana available. Yeah, so let's put back Tinker, Confluence. Then I guess we might as well look at, just to see what's beneath them. Battlesphere. Okay, we really don't want to draw that. So we draw. Go land. Oh, wait. Yeah, so we are going to have to draw. So Tinker's going to be dead, unfortunately. Oh, wait. Whoops, I stacked it wrong, so it doesn't matter, though. You go draw. Mystic Confluence, a bounce, draw 2. So they can play Oko, but they play Emery. Urza Saga is a very good draw. So let's play the Saga. Unfortunately, Battlesphere doesn't really do anything. Yeah, so let's just play Glen. And then they'll probably play their Mystic Confluence and we can Spell Pierce it. Then they can replay the Mystic Confluence from their graveyard. So they'll be able to go to at least 6 mana, potentially 7. So they can turn our Glen into an Elk. Yeah, we're definitely behind, but this is, I think, the exchange we need to go for. And then maybe the Urza Saga can make big enough dudes that we can overcome the Oko. Pretty awkward to have drawn both of our basic swamps, though. So we pass. They can play their Black Lotus. They also play Mox. So they can play Karn. Exiling our Glen, I guess. We can potentially still beat that. They could also go after our Saga instead of our Glen. No, they do hit the Glen. Okay. Memory Deluge. I think we need to play the Deluge here. We need to develop our mana. So to play this, we're going to find a mana source. Oh, jeez. That is really rough. Okay, well, we'll take Urza Repeal. Now this Karn is going to be a huge issue, though. I was really banking on hitting either a land or a Mox or an Anacrypt or a Soul Ring or anything. We can't play the Simic Signet. Or we can't... I guess we could tap the Sensei's Top to just draw a card and hope to hit something. And then... Alright, so let's take the Urza. Probably Urza Treasure Cruise. Yeah, we'll take Urza Treasure Cruise. Then tap to draw a card. Really hoping to hit a land or a Mox. Soul Ring. Beautiful. Now we can use Urza Saga. And if they plus on us, we'll just exile Chart a Course. That's probably... Or no, we can exile Tinker. They can also minus the Karn to take out our Urza Saga. Okay, they do plus. I have my Tinker. So in turn we can make an artifact, which will be pretty beefy. They do get to replay their Lotus again. That's so broken. Emery Lotus is great. I really wish we got a Black Lotus. Trinket Mage, okay. That's pretty good for them because it gives them a chump blocker that can protect their Karn. They get Soul Ring. Play Sol Ring. Do they play the Oko now? They don't play Oko. Alright, we'll make a dude. So we can do this and still have enough mana for more Battlesphere. Because we can get Mana Crypt. And now we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have enough mana to play Urza first. So we'll just jam the Battlesphere. Oh, do they have a counterspell? That's a bummer. Alright, we're still not in terrible shape, but that is bad. Attack the Karn, they probably block. Their last card is Oko. Oh, they let Karn go to 1. Interesting. Alright. I think we just exile Sensei's Divining Top. I think I'd rather have Charter Course and Treasure Cruise, and we definitely want the Urza. Sensei's Divining Top is pretty good. It pumps up our constructs, and it is a like a sort of source of card draw, but I think the other cards are better. We honestly don't have that much more gas in our deck. We're light on top end. I wish we had more Planeswalkers. Like, Glenn is gone. Wait. No, what happened? Oh, yeah, Glenn is gone. If they get rid of our Battlesphere, or Battlesphere's in the graveyard, we don't have a way to shuffle it in. They can turn an elk, a construct into an elk. We'll see. Yep, they elk one of those things. And then they could play Black Lotus or just pass. Okay, they are going to play the Lotus. My Kingdom for a removal spell. Man, if we had a way to kill this Trinket Mage, we could kill the Karn and hit the Oko. Mind Twist, not go to the stage. Let's make some mana. Play Urza. Then we're going to send both creatures at Karn. Or do we actually hit Oko here? Well, okay. I think we might send Construct at Oko. 6/6 at Oko, 3/3 at Karn. Yeah, I think that actually seems like a good way to do it. Because hitting Karn, the Karn Plus doesn't really matter because we can exile the Mind Twist. The Oko Plus does matter. So killing Oko would be great, and preventing Karn from minusing would also be good. So let's do that. This at Oko, this at Karn. They probably keep the Oko alive, so we get to hit Karn down to 2. Yep. Now let's go Charter Course. Remand is a good one. Do we want to play Treasure Cruise? Probably. Jeez. Okay, well, those are bad draws. We'll play the Signet. Pass holding up Remand. We have a lot of stuff on the board. They have 2 Planeswalkers that are sort of putting in some good work against us. plus. We'll give them an island. They can cast their Mindslaver from the graveyard, but we can remand it so they can't play it and activate it in the same turn. Remand. And now we can Mind Twist them if we want, but they still have the Emery. I wish we could bounce the Emery. We have a Repeal in our deck still, so if we could draw a Repeal for the Emery, that would be really good. You play Forest, so they're holding Mindslaver, and that's it. We can they can plus their Oko to turn their Mox Sapphire into a 3/3, which would make it harder for us to we couldn't kill all of their Planeswalkers then. They should almost definitely do that. We have a lot of power and toughness on board. We have 18 power. They could turn one of our 3/3 or 7/7 into a 3/3. They could also ultimate Oko actually, -5 to give us Mox Pearl and and take our Urza. But that would be fine. I think we're still in a pretty good position from that spot. We could send both constructs at Karn. Okay, so they do this. Oh no, they turn that into Elk. Okay, sure. We lose the flip. Another land. Alright, well, let's flashback the Deluge because we have a ton of mana. Alright, we'll do this. Flashback Deluge. Okay, we can take Thieving Skydiver and Creeping Tar Pit. That seems pretty good. And then... Let's send both constructs at Oko and the other two creatures at Karn, I think. Yeah, that seems right. So we're definitely killing the Oko. And attack this at Karn. That might trade off the Sapphire with the construct, and that's fine. I guess we can also send this at Karn. Alright, so can we avoid getting Mindslaver locked this turn? We can go Mind Twist for 1 plus Inquisition Steel Soul Ring. That seems good. Or sorry, Mind Twist for 1 plus Thieving Skydiver Steel Soul Ring. So we'll go land. And then, are they going to have enough mana? They're going to have 3, 4, 5, 8 mana. But they can't play Lotus again because they have to tap their thing to play the other one. So I think we can win from this position. So we go Mind Twist you to take your Mindslaver. Then Thieving Skydiver. Steal Soul Ring. We could also steal Lotus. Then they would just crack it now. And that'd put them further down on mana. Then they would have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. No, I think I'm just going to take the permanent source. They concede. Wow. Okay. So we take down game one. Tight battle. Their deck looked good. They have a lot of artifacts. They have more counter magic than we do. Treachery could be good. Also, Ballista could be good to kill their. Yeah, they have a lot of Planeswalkers, which makes Walking Ballista a lot better. So we can bring that in. What do we not want? I do think Battlesphere is good. Repeal is good. I think the Deluge is good. Inquisition is a bit worse on the draw, but it does hit Oko. I don't think we want to cut a land. We definitely want the Force. We could cut Mystic Confluence because it is pretty expensive on the draw, and we don't have that much acceleration. Yeah, I think I like doing that. Could also cut a land. But we just brought in a pretty mana-intensive card. But maybe we do. Yeah, I think I will actually cut a land on the draw. It's a little bit greedy, but we want to be low to the ground. We don't want to be flooding. Okay, this hand is not great, but it is a keep. Basic Forest, Fast Bond. Okay. Fast Bond is very good with draw sevens. This could be bad for us. Ponder. Okay, this is fine. They could just go land, Narset, Black Lotus, Time Twister next turn, and we would die. But hopefully they don't. We're only playing one basic swamp in the deck. Pretty sad that we drew it in our opener. They chose to shuffle. Okay, that's good news for us. Mox, they're down to 2 cards. Soul Ring. I mean, they have a ton of permanents, and we just have 1 Creeping Tar Pit. But they only have 1 card, so if they just draw a couple lands in a row or something, then we could have time to build up our own stuff. But if they play Time Twister here, we're pretty much just dead. Okay, turn 2 Oko. That's really bad. We need to draw Mox here probably to get Battlesphere down this turn. Okay, can't get the Battlesphere down this turn, so we're going to just play Simic Signet. But now Oko's just going to get so high in loyalty that he's going to be really hard for us to deal with. Oko is a great card in this format. That's another card that we did not see, unfortunately. Okay, so now we just go for it. Let's play Signet into Tinker. Mana Leak. Okay, I think we can concede to that. We can daze, but yeah, we can't really come back from there. So they pretty much just steamrolled us in game 2. But on to game 3, we get to be on the play. Hopefully we're the one with the Mox this time. Let's bring in another land. And I think I will bring another Swamp. Like, I realized it was awkward there, but I think this is worth it. And then Ballista. I think, honestly, that it is still worth it. I think we'll just cut the Mystic Confluence. Oko is a pretty big problem for this deck. We have some counter magic, but not that much. Honestly, Daze looks pretty bad against their deck because they have so much. They just have like way more artifact mana than we do, but I think we still just run like this. Okay, come on. I mean, good hand, but we just need artifact mana. I don't think we play Probe on turn 1 because we need to have Force of Will available. So let's just go Island Pass. I'm not going to force that. I'm also not going to force that. That's close. It is close to forcing that, but I think this is better. Alright, let's just go land. Signet here. Pass turn. Then we can just go Force of Will into Mind Twist you for 3, and that might be able to win. Night's Whisper to rebuild after that. Hopefully we can find Tinker or Urza. Glenn, alright, well. It looks like they have Counterspell up, so they can stop this, but then we get to Mind Twist their hand, and we'll both be top decking, basically. They'll have a 2-2 in play, we'll have Night's Whisper, so they're a little bit ahead. But, oh, that was a bad draw. Mind Twist your hand. They also don't have green mana, which is very good. Alright, so we're taking 2. Our own Glen would be great. Urza would be our best draw. And then we can just... Oh, Walking Ballista. That's a really good draw, too. Yeah, that's probably the best draw, actually. Let's just jam that. Really glad this isn't a Mystic Confluence. Alright, I think we're probably ahead here. Alright, don't mind drawing a land. So, do we want to remove counters to kill the Glen here? I think so. Yeah, let's kill this here. We could just try and race and not worry about the Glen. Just keep on putting counters on the Ballista, but I think I want to be able to play Night's Whisper. I want to be able to dig towards counter magic and ways to interact. Okay. Well, that's something we need to kill. Probably immediately. I guess we could let them cast a Signet, maybe. But I don't want to give them access to green mana. Now I definitely regret killing the Glen. That backfired pretty badly. Okay, so I'm not going to sack the Glen. Yeah, I think we just want to... Honestly, we might just go kill Glen Night's Whisper and let them have the Emry. Yeah, I think that is the line. And then hopefully we can find a Mox, and that sets us up to kill the Emry the following turn. Let's see, if we attack... No, that doesn't work. Let's just kill this. Then play Night's Whisper. Okay, there's the Mox Jet, so next turn we can put 2 counters on the Ballista and kill the Emry. They're going to get one draw and they get to play the Lotus, so they're going to have a ton of mana and Daze is dead. But then we can kill the Emry, and we have this Ballista, which is a pretty quick clock. We can put 2 counters on it per turn. We're ahead on mana, so if they draw Time Twister, it's fine. Okay, they're just playing Izzet Signet instead of playing the Lotus. That's sort of surprising. Jace. Okay, we can just Daze this. That doesn't mean we can't kill the Emry this turn, but still worth it to Daze this. They got max punished for the way they did that. If we draw a... If we draw a Mox or a Soul Ring, we can still kill the Emry this turn, which would be huge. Okay, nice. So, Polluted Delta can grab Island. Do we want to just... We have a Brainstorm in our deck, so I guess I'll leave it. Mox. Mox. Counter. Counter. Then we'll hit for 3 and play Emry. Or, and kill Emry, rather. Alright, and now we're in a really good position. This Walking Ballista has certainly overperformed in this league, or in this game. They just pass. Memory Deluge. Very good draw. Let's play the Deluge. Okay. Urza Saga. Is Spell Pierce good? I think Spell Pierce is worth taking here. It's not amazing, but it is good against Mindslaver here. Alright, so take 2 And then we'll be able to kill them pretty quickly with this Urza Saga plus the Ballista. Mindslaver, alright. Good thing we got the Spell Pierce. Alright, opponent says GG to the Spell Pierce. Ooh, what a match there. That was a good one. Really nice opponent. I like this guy. Alright, so that is pretty sweet. We are 2-0. I'll see you in the finals. Alright, we have our opponent for the finals with our Blue-Black Supreme Control deck. These hands, we just don't have enough fast mana. This hand is maybe playable. I guess I will keep it. Yeah, I think I will keep this. It's not amazing, but we don't have a deck that's good enough that we can really aggressively mulligan. Like, we can't mulligan to Ancestral or to Black Lotus into Jace the Mind Sculptor. We have Daze. If we draw a Mox, this hand becomes really good. They have Ancestral. That's bad, of course. Alright, let's play Island and pass. Soul Ring, yep, we can Thieving Skydiver that in a bit. Trinket Mage, ugh. I think we do need to Daze this, unfortunately. I don't love it, but we're not going to be able to Daze anything if this resolves. And, yeah, and we want to make sure we float mana so they can't Daze back. Now, we really, really want to draw a Soul Ring. Or a Mox. Remember Deluge. Yeah, we're just too slow. Their card draw costs 1 and draws 3. Our card draw costs 4 and draws 2. That is quite a contrast, especially when they have Soul Ring. Signet, yep. Okay. So we only have... Yeah, we're out of fetchable lands. We need to crack this for Marsh Flats and then crack this for Swamp to make sure we don't run out of lands we can grab. And then we can play Thieving Skydiver and steal their Soul Ring. And if that somehow goes through, we can get Glenn down the following turn. But that would require them having just nothing. Maybe they just have only lands in hand. But they did play Ancestral Recall. Coalition Relic, okay. They're way ahead on mana. We really need this Thieving Skydiver to resolve to even that out a bit. Ooh, good draw. In fact, we could go for that this turn. Mind Twist or Thieving Skydiver? I think we played the Thieving Skydiver. If they have one counterspell, we want them to counter the Thieving Skydiver. And if this resolves, then we can Mind Twist their entire hand next turn. Mana Drain. Jeez, their deck is really good. So they have, like, infinite mana this turn. There's not much we can beat here. If they have something that uses most of their mana. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah, that's probably enough to win. We can Mind Twist their hand, but then they can just keep on rebuilding with Jace. I guess if we drew an artifact, we could Tinker this turn, and Mirror Battlesphere would give us a good chance. They play Urza Saga, okay. Yeah, we probably need to draw an artifact here. And not Mirror Battlesphere, an artifact for Tinker. A Signet would do it. Honestly, any artifact other than the Battle Ball itself would enable this Tinker. Urza. I think we need to Mind Twist their hand first here. I mean, if we just play Urza, that's just not that good. The problem is, how are we ever going to beat this Jace? Because they can make the constructs, and then it'll be harder to kill it. But I think we will Mind Twist their hand to start. If they have Mystic Confluence here, I might just... Okay, Counterspell. They're down to 2 cards. This is going to be tough. Their deck is just a lot better than ours. I think it looks like they have a lot more pieces of power. We got pretty unlucky to only get the 2 Moxen. Really hope we can draw one of them soon. But when your opponent plays Sol Ring and Ancestral Recall and you are just playing like fair cards, it's a tough road. Treachery doesn't seem very good. I mean, Dak Faden, again, does seem quite good, but I think it's going to be too tough on the mana. I really wish we had one red fetchable land, so we didn't have to just play basic mountain. Duretti, interesting. So they still have mana to make an Urza Saga token. Alright, time for a good draw. Can we get a Mox? Yes. Okay, Sol Ring. Not a Mox, but probably better here. So we play the Sol Ring. We need them to not have anything, but if they don't have anything, we actually have a chance now. Play Urza Saga. Or play Urza. And then Tinker. Force of Will Hardcast. Okay. I'm not gonna. We're not just dead, but that is very bad. Of course, we pass. They get to. They didn't get to make an Urza Saga token that turn, but they can this turn. They can Jace to bounce our construct, and then they have a construct and we don't. They have a lot of counter magic. Force of Will, Counterspell, Mana Drain, plus Ancestral to find it. Think of how much better it would be if this Memory Deluge was an Ancestral Recall. Jeez. Metalworker, okay. Our main out here is just finding more Battlesphere. We could play Glenn, but that doesn't really accomplish that much. They can just bounce it with Jace if they want to. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, now we need to... So we're 1 mana short. We need to play Memory Deluge and hit some mana sources. Okay. Force of Will is a good one. We could take Brainstorm. I think we just take Force of Will, Sensei's Divining Top. And play this and pass. Next turn we can Hardcast Mirror Battlesphere, and maybe that we can ride that to victory. And we can use Force of Will to protect the Mirror Battlesphere from their counter magic. And then even if they bounce it with Jace, but we can keep on replaying, then that's totally fine. They have essentially infinite mana, and they also have access to tons of card draw, so there's a good chance that this one Force of Will is nowhere near enough interaction. Everflowing Chalice and Sensei's Divining Top. Alright, you can play a massive Chalice. Ooh, played it for 0. Tinker. Okay, do we want to Force of Will this? Probably. Yeah, I think this is worth the Force. They have the counter back. Remand. Remand is so good against Force of Will. They get to draw a card and we can't replay the force. I guess we should have, yeah, we definitely should have used the Sensei's Divining Top in response. They get Mindslaver. Yeah, that is definitely going to come back to bite us. There's a good chance we would have been able to hit a blue card in our top 3 cards. Bummer. Okay. I guess we should just tap the top to draw a card. Yeah, so we could have spun the top, found Spell Pierce, and then drawn Spell Pierce, pitched Force of Will to the Spell Pierce, or pitched Spell Pierce to the Force of Will and countered the Mindslaver. And then we could have had a chance. Now they can Duretti, actually we're just dead. They can Duretti lock us. Duretti can just keep on bringing back Mindslaver multiple turns in a row, and we will die to that. I guess I maybe should have made them play it out, but we were like the only reason to make them play it out is if we want to time them out, which isn't really a way I like to win. All right, do we want to bring in Walking Ballista? It's good against Jace, not great against Duretti, but okay against Duretti. Maybe we bring this in over Memory Deluge or Effect or Mystic Confluence. I guess Memory Deluge. It's just so slow compared to the other card draw in this format. Okay, good hand. Pretty fair, but Inquisition into Night's Whisper is actually not bad. And we have Urza, which seems like it's probably one of our best cards. It's like an actual clock and win condition that also generates mana. Okay, they have... If we take the Soul Ring, this hand is quite slow. Yeah, let's definitely take the Soul Ring. Pass turn. Are you kidding me? They top decked Mishra's Workshop. That's very frustrating. Okay, if we knew they didn't have that in their hand, then they just drew it. So now they do have a lot of mana. We draw Force of Will, which isn't bad. Let's play Night's Whisper. They play Coalition Relic without tapping their Metalworker first. That's sort of weird. Do we want to Force of Will this? I think we do, actually. It gives them Remand. Yeah, let's Force of Will this. Pitching. This is close. Maybe Mystic Confluence because it's pretty expensive. Yeah, I'll pitch Mystic Confluence. Also, double blue could be tough. Man, they're drawing good lands. So we take one. Treasure Cruise. Cannot play that. So we just play Urza Saga and pass. They can't currently use the Saga, but if they draw an artifact, they can. We know that 4 of their cards. They could just go Island and hold up Remand, but then we can just make a Saga token, and that's not a problem for us. And then really hoping to draw a land here. They play Island and pass. Oh, they don't tap their Metalworkers or attack, so they might have drawn something. We draw land, which is good. Oh, they didn't do anything in a turn. Okay, this is looking great for us then. Yeah, they're really not able to use this Urza Saga effectively in the slightest. They get to get a Soul Ring or something, but that's not that bad. As it turns out, these weird lands might actually be just worse than basics for them, funnily enough. So we play Steam Vents. Trinket Mage. Okay. We could repeal something end of turn, but that doesn't really accomplish anything. I guess we could just, if they play the Mox Sapphire, we could cycle the repeal if we want. Honestly, I think we should cycle the repeal here. Just draw a card. We need to. We want to find some lands. All right, pretty good draw. So let's make another dude. And then we could play Urza or Glenn, but I think it's better to play Urza. Just put a lot of power and toughness onto the board. So we grab Sol Ring, play Island, play Urza. We could also play Treasure Cruise. Oh, they have Force of Will. Okay. Still seems like we're in a pretty good position. We get to hit for 3. They only have 2 cards, one of which is Remand, which isn't that good. We're ahead on board. What do they draw? Okay, just Mox Sapphire, Golgar Signet. So we know their entire hand. They can Remand our Glen, which is a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Okay, they draw something else. Wasteland. That's fine. Signet. They do play the Mox. And then they pass. Mox Jet. Island. We'll play the Glen and then they'll counter it, or they'll Remand it. And then we can Treasure Cruise and potentially find some more gas. I think I'm just going to exile the entire graveyard. Okay, do we want to play Walking Ballista for 1? Probably not. Let's attack for 8. They take it all. Interesting. They replay top, okay. So we're probably going to be able to threaten lethal next turn. We can play Walking Ballista as a 4/4 and just kill them. Okay, yeah, they concede. So, game 3, fighting for the trophy. For the trophy in the first league of the season. They're playing blue-red artifacts. I don't think we want to make any changes. Honestly, Walking Ballista should probably just be in the deck. It seems like that is a good card. Treachery is okay against Emry, but not great against the rest of their deck, and not good against Jace the Mind Sculptor. Repeal doesn't seem as good as it normally does because we haven't seen it. Well, it's good against the Urza Saga tokens, though. Yeah, I think we just want to run it back. Ugh. This hand is just too bad, I think. We have the Battlesphere in hand, which we don't want. No acceleration. No interaction, really. Alright, this hand seems better. We can put back the Battlesphere. We have Spell Pierce and Force of Will to deal with any broken stuff that they're doing. And then hopefully we can fill the graveyard for Treasure Cruise. Probably pitching the Repeal, I guess, if we need to use the Force of Will. Okay, I'm not going to Spell Pierce that. Okay, definitely Spell Piercing this. And then we have Force of Will back up too. This is actually really good for us. We'll grab the Underground Sea, Spell Pierce. They have the Spell Pierce back, but we have the Force of Will for the Jace. And if they have a Force of Will also, then alright, you got us. Alright, so we beat the turn 2 Jace with Spell Pierce back up. Untap. We just want to get fetches down so that we can fill the graveyard faster. Now if we draw another fetch or a Mox, we can play Treasure Cruise next turn. Otherwise, it'll be the turn after. They play Signet, so they only have 2 cards. We'll grab an Island. Sol Ring. Alright, great draw. So we can play the Treasure Cruise and hopefully find some good action off of that. Ooh, Those are pretty bad, but we do have Sentry's Divining Top plus a fetch land, so we can at least get good cards going forward, hopefully. They have a Tinker, it looks like. We'll see what their Tinker target is. Inkwell Leviathan is potentially beatable. Mirror Battlesphere is beatable. Sundering Titan is probably beatable too. It does mess up our mana, but we have lots of lands in hand, and we have a pretty low curve in our deck. Mirror Battlesphere would beat this pretty easily. Okay, so let's go... I think we just brainstorm. Well, alright, we'll put back 2 lands. Then go fetch land, crack it. We have to get a basic swamp because our Underground Sea is gone. We go Sentry's Divining Top. Spin top. Okay, those are really good. We want to draw all of them, but I think we draw like this. And then we're just going to get the Ballista into play because it'll be a mana when we get the Urza down. And then next turn we can go Urza plus Tinker, I believe. We'll play Island and go Island, Soul Ring for Urza. Yeah, we can play Urza plus Tinker. Sacking since it's... no, we can't sack the top, but we can just sack the Mox Emerald. So we'll take 7 here, which is a lot of damage. And we're dead if they have a counterspell, but we're presenting a lot of stuff here. So let's tap this to draw a card. Play Island and play Urza. Bummer, they do have the counterspell. Okay, well, we'll attack them for 1. The next turn we can play Tinker. So we're still not dead. We're going to go down to 2, but then we can get Mirror Battlesphere down. And we're going to draw Glenn, which is a good card for the turn after we get the Battlesphere down. Take 7, down to 2. We need them to have nothing now. If they have another counterspell, we're dead. I mean, we're not dead immediately, but we can't really win from that point. We need them to just have some lands, maybe another Tinker target. We could beat another Spell Pierce. Everflowing Chalice for 1. Okay, that's beatable. I think we do just sack the Mox Emerald. Or do we sack the Sentry's Divining Top? No, let's play and spin the top. Urza Saga. That seems really good. I think we want Urza Saga more than we want the Glen. So let's go like this. Oh no! Wait. Alright, well. Alright, we're getting the Glen. So put this on top. And Glen is pretty good. We'll draw that. Then we'll play Tinker. And sacrifice Mox Emerald. We need this to resolve. Alright, it does resolve. We get Mirror Battlesphere, which gives us lots of blockers. Attack for 1. And then next turn, we can play Glen, and that should honestly insulate us pretty well. It blocks even through a removal spell. Okay, they spin the top, sure. So this is a key turn. They need to make something big happen this turn. If they just attack with Sundering Titan, we chump block with 1 mirror, and then I think we win that game. We need to leave 1 mirror back to block again. But I think if we have Glen plus... Maybe we could even attack with everything, and just... If Glen resolves, we could just leave back Glen on defense. That would probably be okay. Brainstorm, okay. They know the top 2 cards, so that only takes them 1 card deeper. Flooded Strand, okay, so if 1 card, they get a couple fresh looks now. They can spin the top with the Everflowing Chalice and still have 3 mana. Dak Faden would be really good to steal the Mirror Battlesphere. Thieving Skydiver would be okay. Yeah, if they can kill our Battlesphere, we're going to have a really hard time racing, because we have to chump block the Sundering Titan every turn for the rest of the game. We could maybe get there with Glenn double chumping and walking Ballista, finishing the job, but I really hope this Mirror Battlesphere survives. Alright, they do find a card they like. Okay, just Soul Ring, that's not too bad. They don't even attack. Interesting. Okay. So, what happens if we attack with the Battlesphere? I guess we can't really attack. Yeah, we can't attack, so we need to just play Glen and pass. But this seems like a pretty good spot. We have Glen to deal with whatever spells they draw. I think it is worth it to just kill this, because we're like pretty positive the other card is a brick. And we can start hitting them for 1 in the air, leveling up the Ballista. Oh, their other card is to play. Duretti. Okay, that's not really a problem. They get back their top, sure. We can just kill the Duretti. Eventually, we will need to find a way to deal with this Sundering Titan. I think if we draw a non-land, we probably just use Ballista. I don't even know if we want to play the top. Okay, we do draw land there, so we can afford to play the top. So let's go land. Since it's dividing top, hit the Duretti for 1. And we'll pass. Alright, they spin the top, yep. Alright, just passing. Seemed good for us. Let's spin the top, see what we see. Okay, we'll play the Tar Pit. And then put a counter here. Tar Pit, attack for 1, and pass. And now we have a reasonably fast clock. We can swing for 4 for 3 turns, and then finish them off with a Ballista. So they're on a 3-turn clock. They could play a spell we need to counter with the Glen, which would slow down our clock. I still think we're in a really good spot. They spin the top again, alright. So they still don't have an answer, it looks like. Alright, they just pass, sure. So we will put a counter here. Spin the top. We know that we have a land and a Signet. There might be a good draw below that. There's not. How much mana do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we pay 3... See, I guess we want an untapped land. So let's go this, this, this. Play land. And enemy Tar Pit. Can we kill them next turn? It looks like we can. We can tap the Battle Sphere, or tap 4 Mirror. Yeah, we have 7 points of direct burn, plus the Creeping Tar Pit, and so we have enough damage to kill them plus 1, and we can even put another counter on the Ballista, so they're dead next turn, unless they do something right now. Alright, they just untap. Alright, Spinning Top is definitely a sign of weakness. I think we're on the verge of trophying the first one of the league, of the season. Okay, we could counter this. I think we probably should counter this. Yeah, let's Glen this. This just opened up a lot of nasty possibilities. Alright, there we go. Nice. Let's pull up the deck list. Welcome to Supreme Vintage Cube. It's a wonderful, wild world, and we trophied the first draft, so can't ask for much of a better start. We honestly, I think this deck was underpowered. I think this is below average for a deck of this format, and we had to get a little bit lucky and run in some fortuitous things to be able to pull off the trophy. The problem was our lack of acceleration. I know it might sound sort of funny in a deck that has 2 Moxen, Mana Crypt, and Soul Ring, but average is probably having at least 4 or 5 Moxen, and potentially more. We didn't have Black Lotus, no Ancestral, no Time Walk, but we had a lot of good cheap interaction. Inquisition, Spell Pierce, Daze, Remand, stuff like that. Thieving Skydiver is good for stealing things. Tinker for Mirror Battlesphere is pretty fair for this format, but it does put up a pretty quick clock, especially if it's backed with any interaction of other sorts. Mind Twist was very good. Urza Saga was very good. Walking Ballista was amazing. This probably should have just been in the main deck. I think this card is a great card in this format. There's not a lot of small creatures per se, but there's a lot of planeswalkers, and there's a lot of colorless mana. So this is a really strong card. Probably should have been in the main deck. Just feels good to trophy the first one of this format. I don't know exactly how much I'll be able to play of this, but I do love it, so I'm excited to see what we can do. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.